Right now, your two eyes are executing a secret double agent operation that tricks your brain into seeing depth. And a $2 pair of plastic glasses at the movie theater takes total control of it. Every time you put on 3D glasses, you are voluntarily letting a flat surface hack your nervous system into dodging a giant flying dinosaur that does not actually exist. But how does a completely flat movie screen convince your sensory organ that space is expanding directly into the theater aisle? To understand the trick, you first have to realize that your left and right eyes have been lying to each other your entire life. If you hold your thumb up right in front of your nose right now and close your left eye, then switch and close your right eye, your thumb appears to jump dramatically side to side. It looks like a magic trick, but it is actually simple geometry. Your eyes are set roughly 6.5 centimeters apart on your face. That small physical gap means your left eye and your right eye are constantly capturing two slightly different images from two slightly different perspectives. Your brain receives these two separate, flat images through the optic nerve and instantly glues them together into one single picture with realistic depth. This neurological process is called stereopsis, and it is the only reason you can catch a thrown baseball, pour a hot cup of coffee without spilling, or judge whether you can cross the street before a car arrives. Without stereopsis, the world would look like a flat painted canvas. Now, here comes the fundamental problem with cinema. When you go to a regular movie theater, you are staring at a completely flat 2D screen. Both of your eyes look at the exact same image from the exact same position in space. Your brain processes this absolute lack of image difference and immediately declares, yep, that visual is completely flat. So to make an action scene pop out at you, movie directors have to artificially fake stereopsis. They do this by shooting the movie using a special camera rig equipped with two separate lenses, spaced apart just like human eyes. But that creates a massive technical hurdle. How do you project two different camera feeds onto the exact same piece of theater fabric at the exact same time without giving every person in the audience an instant migraine? If you pull off your 3D glasses during a movie, you instantly see a blurry, double vision headache of overlapping light. That blurred chaos is actually two distinct movies playing simultaneously. The sole job of 3D glasses is to act as a hyper-selective security guard for your visual cortex, letting one movie feed into your left eye, while forcing the second movie feed into your right eye. The earliest solution to this puzzle is the iconic design you probably remember from classic comic books or old-school cinema: red and cyan cardboard glasses. Known as anaglyph glasses, this method uses basic color filtration to pull off the optical heist. The theater projector beams two distinct color-coded images onto the screen, one tinted red and the other tinted cyan, which is a blend of blue and green light. The red cellophane lens over your left eye acts as an optical barrier that absorbs all the cyan wavelengths, making cyan objects look dark or invisible, while letting red wavelengths pass through uninterrupted. Meanwhile, the cyan lens over your right eye does the exact reverse, blocking red light and letting cyan light reach your retina. As a result, each eye receives a uniquely tailored image. Your brain merges the two feeds, and suddenly, a giant object is floating in midair. The physics were brilliant for its time, but the real-world viewing experience was wildly flawed. Because you were forcing your eyes to constantly filter out massive chunks of the visual spectrum, the movie looked faded, muddy, and washed out in an unnatural purple hue. Even worse, after 90 minutes of staring through red and blue filters, stepping back into bright daylight made your eyes feel utterly exhausted. That frustration is why modern movie theaters completely retired color filters and upgraded to polarized light. To visualize how polarization works, imagine light waves traveling through space as thousands of long jump ropes wiggling wildly in every imaginable direction. Up and down, side to side, and diagonally. A polarizing filter works like a wooden picket fence with narrow vertical gaps. If you wiggle a jump rope up and down, the vertical wave slips right through the fence posts without any resistance. But if you wiggle that rope side to side, the wave slams directly into the wooden slats and comes to a complete halt. Modern RealD 3D theater systems build on this exact physical principle. The digital projector projects two separate images onto the screen at the exact same time, but it passes each image through a different polarization filter. In early polarized systems, theaters used linear polarization. One eye allowed vertically vibrating light waves to enter, while the other eye allowed horizontally vibrating light waves to enter. This was a massive leap forward because it preserved full, rich color, completely eliminating the muddy look of old cardboard glasses. However, linear polarization had a hilarious physical weakness. If you leaned your head slightly to the side to grab a drink or rest on your seat, the vertical and horizontal slots on your glasses tilted along with your face. Suddenly, light intended exclusively for your right eye started leaking into your left eye. The optical separation collapsed, turning the pristine 3D scene into a blurry, double-printed mess. Movie theaters quickly realized they could not mandate audiences to keep their necks perfectly locked at a 90-degree angle for 2 full hours. So optical engineers invented circular polarization. Instead of wiggling light in straight lines up and down or left and right, circular polarization uses special optical wave plates to spin the light waves into a fast corkscrew pattern. One image spirals clockwise, while the second image spirals counterclockwise. The circular lenses in your modern plastic theater glasses only permit one specific spiral direction to pass through. Now, whether you tilt your head left, lean far to the right, or slouch down in your seat, the spiral geometry remains identical relative to your lenses, keeping the depth completely crystal clear. While movie theaters were perfecting light spirals, home television manufacturers in the 2010s decided to take a drastically different, remarkably futuristic approach. They created active shutter 3D glasses. Instead of passive plastic lenses that simply filter incoming light, active shutter glasses are battery-powered electronic devices loaded with liquid crystal display layers in both lenses. Here is how this mind-boggling hardware operates. An active 3D TV screen does not display two images at the exact same moment. Instead, the TV alternates back and forth between the left eye frame and the right eye frame at a blistering speed of 120 frames per second, meaning 60 frames for your left eye and 60 frames for your right eye. The active glasses connect wirelessly to the TV using infrared or Bluetooth signals to stay in exact microsecond synchronization. When the TV screen flashes a left eye image, an electric current runs through the right lens of your glasses, causing liquid crystal molecules to twist and instantly block all incoming light, turning that lens pitch black. A fraction of a millisecond later, the TV switches to the right eye image. The right lens instantly turns clear, and the left lens flashes pitch black. Your glasses are physically blocking each eye 60 times every single second. Yet, because of a biological quirk known as persistence of vision, your brain cannot register visual interruptions happening that fast. Instead, your brain fuses the rapid alternating sequence into a smooth, pristine 3D picture with zero color loss. You were effectively sitting on your sofa wearing high-speed electronic shutter doors over your eyeballs. Active shutter systems offered breathtaking image crispness, but they came with massive drawbacks. The glasses were heavy, cost nearly $100 per pair, required regular charging, and if your dog walked between your face and the TV sensor, the synchronization would break, leaving your eyes instantly disoriented. Yet, no matter which technology you use, whether color filters, spinning light spirals, or electronic active shutters, there is one fascinating biological hurdle that explains why some people feel totally immersed, while others experience eye strain or nausea. This phenomenon is known as the Vergence-Accommodation Conflict. In everyday life, your eyeballs execute two distinct muscular actions simultaneously whenever you look at an object. First, your eye muscles tilt both eyeballs inward to point directly at the target, a motion called vergence. Second, tiny internal muscles inside each eyeball flex to physically reshape your biological lens, bringing the object into sharp focus, a process called accommodation. In nature, these two actions are tightly linked in your brain. If an object sits 2 feet away, your eyes converge 2 feet away and focus 2 feet away. When you put on 3D glasses, that natural evolutionary harmony gets completely shattered. Imagine a scene where an asteroid appears to zoom out of the screen right toward your face. Your eye muscles naturally cross inward to follow the approaching object as it appears to hover 2 feet in front of your nose. That is vergence. But the physical source of the light, the screen itself, is still fixed 40 feet away at the front of the theater room. To keep the image sharp, your eyeball muscles must force their focal focus to remain locked at 40 feet, while simultaneously pulling your eyeballs inward to target 2 feet. Your brain notices this strange physical mismatch between focal distance and eye rotation angle. Unsure of how to reconcile the conflicting muscular data, your central nervous system gets confused, which can quickly trigger fatigue, dizziness, or headaches. This visual puzzle is precisely why scientists developed glasses-free 3D displays, like those found on the handheld Nintendo 3DS console. These displays utilize autostereoscopic technology, placing a precision parallax barrier, or a layer of tiny microscopic lenses directly over the screen glass. This optical barrier routes specific vertical columns of pixels exclusively to your left eye and alternate columns to your right eye, completely bypassing the need for headwear as long as you hold the screen within the sweet spot angle. Understanding the intricate mechanics behind this visual trick alters how you experience modern entertainment forever. You are not simply watching a movie on a weekend night. You are voluntarily subjecting your sensory architecture to a masterpiece of optical manipulation and spatial physics. By using simple light polarization, liquid crystal timing, or chromatic filtering, 3D technology neatly hijacks millions of years of human visual evolution, forcing your brain to construct depth where none exists. Before you go, I have a quick question for you. What was the very first movie you ever saw in 3D? And did it blow your mind or give you a headache? Drop your answer in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about the sneaky visual science hiding behind your movie theater specs, hit that like button, share this video with a friend who always drops their glasses, and subscribe so you never miss another deep dive into how the world works. Thanks for watching.